Hello, I'm your host Olivia Yates, going solo here with this week's edition of TCS Student News. Let's not hesitate, let's jump right into the news. For our first story, we will be talking about White House security clearances. Now, a whistleblower is a person who exposes any kind of information or activity that is illegal or unethical within an organization. Recently, a whistleblower, Tricia Newbold, has told a committee in the House that Trump administration officials had given security clearances for the White House to at least 25 people who had previously been turned away by career employees. Mrs. Newbold said that the security clearance applications have been denied for a variety of reasons, including foreign influence, conflicts of interest, concerning personal conduct, financial problems, drug use, and criminal conduct. Unfortunately, no actions were taken when Mrs. Newbold raised concerns with her superiors. Because of these unauthorized security clearances, people might increase pressure on the White House to address questions about its general practices around keeping the nation's secrets in several high-profile cases safe. Elijah E. Cummings, the Oversight Committee's chairman, wrote a letter to the White House demanding they turn over files connected to the security clearance process and make administration personnel available for interviews. Some are arguing that it's exclusively up to the executive branch to decide who is allowed into the White House. Whoever's job it is to decide who is allowed into the White House or not, they should be allowing people in who have been cleared and who have gone through the proper security checks. For our next story, there was recently a suicide bombing on the disputed region of Kashmir. India accused neighboring Pakistan of harboring the terrorists who had orchestrated the attack. The two countries quickly traded airstrikes. Online, a clip on Facebook and other services allegedly showed an aerial assault by India on an alleged terrorist camp in Pakistan. The video was taken from a video game. Facebook executives were stunned. The fake video only gives a glimpse of what it is to come. India is preparing for an election. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his party are seeking another 5 years in power. Facebook is already struggling with this disinformation and hate speech on its core social network and on WhatsApp, its popular messaging service. Facebook said it had removed hundreds of misleading pages and accounts about India's political parties. The stakes around false information are high for Facebook due to the distribution of misinformation by Russian agents on Facebook during the 2016 election. Facebook needs to be careful about what is put onto their platform in terms of false information. One of the things Facebook is doing to solve the false information around India's election is relying on two independent organizations to fact-check a handful of posts in India every day. Let's hope Facebook can decrease the amount of fake posts. Well, that wraps up the international portion of our TCS broadcast. Now, we're moving into some TCS news. Last week, we had John Waters come to TCS for a conversation with. John Waters is a film director, screenwriter, author, visual artist, and art collector who grew up in Baltimore and has based his work in Baltimore. I had known who John Waters was before, and I knew about his work. I thought it would be very interesting to have Mr. Waters in for a conversation with, so I decided to write to him. I wrote to Mr. Waters explaining the Conversation With series, why we would like to speak with him, and a little about the school. John Waters began by speaking to us about the importance of being brave when speaking to other people, whether that be about a job or when you are trying to get your name out there. Mr. Waters also said that you should take what people don't understand about you the most and take that to be one of your most known qualities. One of the things I got from those two statements was a lesson in self-confidence and bravery. Mr. Waters also spoke about why he created his work in Baltimore and what it was like to work on the movies that he made. He talked about some of the people who influenced him and what influenced him to make the movies the way he did. This conversation was very memorable. Mr. John Waters, TCS thanks you for coming in for a conversation with. You are welcome back anytime. Recently, Miss Karen Stahl and Mr. Eric Stahl were nice enough to invite us to a rehearsal that took place in the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra. Miss Karen explained beforehand that the orchestra was going to be playing various pieces from Brahms, a German composer. Everyone at TCS enjoyed the soothing and melodic sounds of each instrument as they played. After the rehearsal, we met with Mr. Stahl, who was a part of the act, and we had a great conversation. He talked with us about the bass instruments he used, how he prepared for the rehearsal, and his job at BSO. All of us truly enjoyed the field trip, and we can't wait to visit with the BSO once again this month on the 25th. Thank you so much, Miss Karen and Mr. Stahl. On Tuesday, a former student came back to visit us. This student was none other than Vernon. Vernon sat in one of our health classes and participated in the class. Vernon also sat in on the math class and was reminded of the math that he has done here. Vernon says that the math he did can come into use, which is proof that a TCS education will last. We are glad that you were able to come and visit us, Vernon. We can't wait to see you again. I would like to thank everyone who provided us with lunches this week. On Monday, Miss Carroll provided us with spaghetti and meatballs. On Tuesday, we had an amazing beef stew lunch by Miss Paig. Thank you both so much for your contributions to the school. We don't know what we would do without people like you. Well, that wraps up another great week of news at the community school. Thank you to all of our supporters, staff, teachers, and students. You are all greatly appreciated. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you again next week with a new edition of TCS Student News. Bye.